Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This is Mel, the credit coach lady, Mel, the credit queen of the North and the South. Welcome to the show, the Credit Queen Show. All right, this is where we talk about credit, whether it's bankruptcy, whether it's starting all over again, whether you need a mortgage or you want to just rent a place, whatever it is everything credit. Okay, and what I'm doing differently is I'm pre-recording these sessions. And the reason why I'm doing that, and I'm being honest with you because it is being broadcast live, is because I'm going to be interacting with you live, answering your questions in real time. Because when you're talking to me while I'm talking, I can't really see what you're saying or the questions that you're asking. So this is a better approach. All right. All right. So let's get moving. Y'all know I could talk all day, but let's get moving. We're going to talk about chapter 7 and chapter 13 bankruptcy. I do realize the first time that I presented this particular subject matter, I kind of rushed through it. So I want to do it in segments and I want to take my time so that I can answer all of your questions. Alrighty. So whatever you do, please like and share. Tell me what city and state that you're watching me from, because you never know. I may pop up in your state if I get enough viewers and actually do a live free show. Alrighty. And also follow me and like and share on all platforms. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, as well as Instagram. All right. So let's get ready to go. Let's break this down. This is going to be a short segment, about maybe 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes if we go a little bit longer, about chapter 7 and chapter 13 bankruptcy. Should I file? Should I not file? Should I just keep going? Should I rebuild? Exactly what should I do? I want to give you your true options and tell you what's going on. All right. All right. Let's jump into it. All right. So when to file, when to fight, and when to rebuild. All right. People say, hey, I'm filing chapter 7 bankruptcy. All right. Or they may say, hey, maybe I need chapter 13. All right. But many people have never been told those words actually, what they actually mean. So today, tonight, this morning, this evening, this afternoon, whenever you're actually watching this broadcast, I'm going to say it in everyday language. All right. All right. So as always, this class is educational. I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving legal advice. So as the people say, don't come for me because you ain't gonna get nothing if you do. I've already made my disclaimer. All right. So anybody seriously considering bankruptcy, that's what happens when you record live. Bankruptcy should seriously speak to a qualified bankruptcy attorney or legal aid office about their situation. If you don't have the finances, that's okay in some cases. Talk to the legal aid office. All right. Now, bankruptcy is a legal process handled throughout the federal court system. All right. It allows a person or a business that cannot manage debt itself to ask the question for protection and debt relief under bankruptcy laws. All right. Now, debt relief basically means legal help with debts that have become overwhelming or impossible to manage. And we talked about that. It could be due to a divorce, it could be due to a death, it could be due to a sickness, an unexpected sickness. Something happened to you and you lost your job. Whatever the case may be, that's what filing for bankruptcy is. All right. That's kind of a basic definition. All right. It's debt relief. Means legal help with debts that have become overwhelming or impossible to manage. Now, the person who owes the money is called the debtor. And I'm talking in very plain English so that people can understand it as if you were 9 years old. Okay. I'm breaking it down. All right. Debtor simply means the person who has the debt. All right. The person or the company that is owed the money is called the debtor. That's who you owe. All right. A creditor may be a credit card company, medical provider. Y'all see all this kind of stuff as collections, excuse me, on your credit reports. Maybe a mortgage lender, a car finance company, a collection agency, like I just said, or another business that is legally owed money. Okay. A bankruptcy case begins when the debtor files a petition. That's the person you owe. All right. Files a petition. A petition itself, I'm going to break that down, is the official paperwork asking the bankruptcy court to open the case. Now that you understand all of that, let's start with chapter 7 bankruptcy. Okay. Chapter 7 is often called a fresh start bankruptcy, or another name for it is liquidation. bankruptcy. All righty. Liquidation means turning property into money. Stay with me. I'm on chapter 7, bankruptcy. I'm breaking it down. All right. In chapter 7, bankruptcy case, property that is not protected by law may sometimes be sold and the money may be used to pay your creditors. All right. But chapter 7 doesn't automatically mean that someone will lose everything they own that they own. And I think that's one of the biggest fears when people talk about filing for bankruptcy. Whether it's chapter 7 or chapter 13, people get that fear like, I'm about to lose everything, I'm about to lose my car, I'm about to lose my house, oh my God. That's not always the case. Stay with me. Bankruptcy law provides protection called exemptions, okay? I'm tired tongue today, whatever the case may be, look over that. Just pay attention, stay with me, all right? I'm gonna say it again. Bankruptcy law provides protection called exemptions, all right? An exemption is a legal protection that may allow a person to keep certain property or certain amount of property's value, okay? Instead of having it sold or having to pay it to the creditors. Now, in plain English, an exemption works like a legal shield around certain property. So imagine me as the property and imagine a shield around me, okay? That's that exemption that will protect me if I was the legal property, okay? Depending on which laws apply, exemptions may protect someone's household belongings, part of the value of a vehicle, part of the value of a home, certain benefits, and other property. All right. The person must still honestly list the property in the bankruptcy paperwork. I'm going to pause right there. Anytime you're dealing with legalities, dealing with the court, especially, God forbid, the federal court, do not hide anything. Do not leave it out, because I'm telling you, they will find it and it's going to make you look bad. Just bite the bullet. And that's what I teach with credit. People are so embarrassed when it comes to credit. Why? We need it. People make mistakes. Stuff happens. Life be life. And report it honestly and accurately. All right? You still got to report it like that. Exempt does not mean hidden. It means the property was disclosed. I mean, you left it open so people could see it or whatever. But the law itself may protect it. All right? Property protected by an exemption is called exempt property, plain and simple. All right. Property that is not protected or value that is above the amount the law protects, that's called non-exempt property. Non-exempt means that the property or part of its value may be available to pay creditors. All righty. Now, let me break it down. Let me give y'all a clear example. All right. Let's talk about equity. Equity is the part of property that you actually own after subtracting the debt attached to it. And some of you real estate agents may be watching this so that you can help your clientele or future clientele understand what's going on when it comes to a bankruptcy, if they have filed in the past, or even people that are trying, if you're being a representative for a seller, if they're selling their house, then you want to know how much equity that they're working with. So let me explain equity to those that don't know. Equity is the part of property that you actually own after subtracting the debt that is attached to it. All right. For example, let's say a vehicle is worth $15,000, but the owner still owes $12,000 on the loan. The equity is approximately $3,000. You take the vehicle's value, which is $15,000, and you subtract the $12,000 loan balance. Boom. The amount left is equity. Okay. So whether that equity is protected depends on the exemptions that apply to that person's case. When someone files Chapter 7, a trustee is appointed. All right. So let's break down what a trustee is. A trustee is the person responsible for reviewing the bankruptcy paperwork, your property, your debts, income, and claimed exemptions. The trustee is not the debtor's personal attorney. Okay, so don't get the two mixed up. In Chapter 7, the trustee determines whether there is any non-exempt property that can legally be sold to pay creditors. We're still in Chapter 7. bankruptcy. All right. Many Chapter 7 cases are called no asset cases. And to me, that's a good thing because you don't have anything to give up or liquidate. All right. A no asset case does not mean the person owns absolutely nothing. That's not what it means. It means there is no non-exempt property available for the trustee to sell and use to pay unsecured debtors. All right, I'm gonna say that again. It means there is no non-exempt property available for the trustee to sell and use to pay unsecured creditors. All right, now let's explain secured and unsecured debt. So stay with me. A secured debt is connected to a specific piece of property. That property is called collateral. And some of you already know this. That's great. I'm breaking it down for the ones that don't know what it is. All right. Collateral is the property the lender may have the right to take if the loan is not paid as agreed. A car loan is usually secured by the vehicle. A mortgage is usually secured by the home. An unsecured debt is not directly connected to a specific piece of property, okay? We just talked about secured, so now let's talk about unsecured debt. Many ordinary credit card debts and medical bills are unsecured debt. You cannot secure your cost of your gallbladder surgery to your gallbladder. Are you following me? Okay, are you following me? All right. Many ordinary credit card debts and medical bills are unsecured debt. I say that again. The distinction matters because bankruptcy may remove a person's legal responsibility for certain debts, but it does not automatically remove a lender's rights against property that secures a loan. Stay with me. So in everyday language, a person normally cannot stop paying for a financed car or a financed home and expect to keep it permanently simple because bankruptcy was filed. You can't do that, okay? The major relief many people look to seek in Chapter 7 bankruptcy is called the discharge. That's the part everybody is looking about, okay? A discharge is a court order that releases the debtor from personal responsibility for certain qualifying debts. So in plain English, when a debt is discharged, the person is no longer legally required to pay that debt personally, and the creditor is generally prohibited from continuing to collect it. And that's what most people are looking for in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. They're looking for that word, the discharge. What debt can be discharged? Meaning that debtor, the one you owe, would have to legally stop trying to collect from you concerning that debt. All right. But discharge is the part I really want y'all to look at. Does not mean that the debt is wiped out. All right. Some debts may not be discharged. That's just the way it goes. I've seen so many reports of bankruptcy. It's crazy. Some debts may not be discharged. Some debts are discharged, and you'll see it on your credit report. It's just according to how you file. Again, we're talking about Chapter 7 bankruptcy filing. Okay. Examples can include child support, alimony, certain taxes, and most student loans, and some debts involving fraud. All right. Most student loans, and this is a question I get all the time, they're not automatically wiped off or discharged. All right. A debtor generally must meet a separate legal hardship before qualifying if student loan debt can be wiped out. And God bless President Biden, because those that were on disability and other different things that he brought into factor, he did wipe out student loan debt. Okay, but stay with me. We are talking about Chapter 7 discharge. What can actually be discharged. Some debts will be discharged. Some debts won't be discharged. Okay. Fraud means intentionally lying. Okay, this is one that could be wiped out. All right, deceiving someone or hiding important information to obtain money, credit, property, or another benefit. So if it's fraud or anything found on your credit report as you go through the process with the trustee, that is something to look at. If that's debt that's not legally yours for real, that can be wiped out. That can be a discharged debt. Does that make sense? I hope you follow me. All right, so chapter 7 may provide powerful relief, but it's not a magic eraser for everyday debt and every financial problem. Take that in consideration. Now, we're done. Chapter 7 debt on that aspect. Let's move to chapter 13. All right. Chapter 13 is often called a wage earners plan or a reorganization bankruptcy. All right. A wage earners plan does not necessarily mean the person must receive a traditional paycheck from an employer. It means chapter 13 is designed for an individual with regular income who can afford to make payments under a court-approved plan. And reorganization means rearranging debts into a structured repayment plan. In chapter 7, you're basically dealing with getting things discharged, wiped out as debt, so the creditor can't come after you anymore. But chapter 13 is more of a repayment plan. Okay, so a repayment plan is a written proposal explaining how the debtor will pay certain debts over time, how you gonna pay folks back. All right, a chapter 13 plan generally lasts 3 to 5 years. The debtor usually make payments to a chapter 13 trustee. The trustee then sends the money to the creditors, all righty, according to the approved plan. And the court itself, excuse me, must approve the plan. Now, the word confirm means the court reviews the proposed repayment plan and formally approves it because it meets the legal requirements. Stay with me. We're still talking about chapter 13 bankruptcy. Chapter 13 may be useful for someone who has regular income but needs time to catch up with overdue payments. All right. And the legal word for overdue payments, they use in legal term, they say in arrears. All right. Arrears or arrearage. That's the legal term that you're going to hear. So I got to break it down so that you can understand layman's term and the legal term. All right. Arrears simply mean payments that should have already been made but are still unpaid. Let me give you an example. For an example, if someone is 6 months behind on a mortgage, those missed payments are mortgage arrears. Okay. In some situations, chapter 13 may allow that person to repay the overdue amount through the 3 to 5 year plan while continuing to make the new mortgage payments that come due. So chapter 13, listen to me clearly. Chapter 13 may also help some people keep property that could be at risk in chapter 7 or provide a bankruptcy option for someone who cannot use chapter 7. Make sense? All right, good. But chapter 13 ain't no joke, y'all. It's a super serious, tedious commitment. Stay with me. If the debtor does not make the required payments, that's you, the individual, or follow the plan, the case may be dismissed. Dismissed means the bankruptcy case is closed, it's done. All right, without the debtor receiving all the relief they were seeking. That's you, the person filing for chapter 13. A chapter 13 discharge generally comes after the debtor completes the required payment plan and meets the other legal requirements. So let's put the two side by side. All right, we have chapter 7 and we have chapter 13. Give me a minute. I'm about to break it down. All right. So chapter 7 generally focuses on discharging, removing, selling it away. Okay. Discharging qualified debts with a 3 to 5 year repayment plan. However, the trustee reviews again the debtor's property and non-exempt property. It may still be at risk. Okay. Chapter 13 generally focuses on reorganizing debts through a court-approved repayment plan that usually lasts 3 to 5 years. It may give someone with regular income, again, time to catch up on certain overdue debts while keeping their property. All right, still comparing the two. Chapter 7 asks, which qualifying debts can be discharged, and is there any non-exempt property available for creditors? Chapter 13 asks, what can this person reasonably pay over time through a court-approved plan? All right. Neither chapter is automatically better. I'm gonna tell you that now. People ask me, if you don't really have nothing, I mean, I would say chapter 7, but really neither plan is better. That's why I say, do you need to rebuild or do you need to file? Because there's ways that you can rebuild your credit that you don't have to be worried about filing. Because remember, filing bankruptcy can stay on your record for 10 years. Okay, there is a way that you can remove it from your credit report from the big three: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, because I've done it before. But you got to also go to other credit reporting agencies like LexisNexis, who have dang near your entire life on there. Okay, because it's going to be reporting everywhere. It's a public file. Your bankruptcy is okay. So the better fit depends on the person's income, their debts, their property, their overdue payments, household expenses, and long-term goals. All right. And sometimes neither chapter is necessary. I just said that. All right. Some people just got damaged credit. You can fix it. Maybe you can fix it. All righty. Without and still be manageable enough to pay and negotiate or rebuild without actually filing. All right. And that's when our next class is going to begin next week. Next week, I'm going to give you an answer to that question. All right. Do I need to file for bankruptcy? Chapter 7? Do I need to file for chapter 13? Or am I panicking over a financial issue that still can be repaired? All right. We're going to look at manageable debt. We're going to look at serious legal pressure and the practical 12 to 24 month recovery question. But we ain't going to discuss that tonight, this afternoon, this morning, or whenever you're watching this. All right. Today, I just want you to understand this. I'm going to say it again, and then I got to get out of here. Chapter 7, again, I'm recapping. Chapter 7 is generally a fresh start bankruptcy that may discharge qualifying debts, while a trustee reviews whether any non-exempt property is available to pay the creditor. Boom. Chapter 13 is generally a reorganization bankruptcy that allows a person with regular income to repay certain debts through a court-approved plan over a span of 3 to 5 years. Bankruptcy, y'all, is a legal tool. All right, it's nothing to take lightly. It's nothing to say, oh, I got all this debt, this credit cards, I'm just going to file bankruptcy. Don't do that, because you can actually hurt yourself more than you would help yourself, okay? It's a legal tool. You should never choose it out of panicking. You got to slow down, take time, think, talk to a credit counselor as myself or as somebody, and review the situation with you one-on-one to see what's actually going on so that you'll make the right decision. All right. Again, this class is educational, y'all. This is not illegal. This is not legal advice. Speak to a qualified bankruptcy attorney, speak to legal aid, speak to a counselor like myself or someone else to look at your situation and say what situation that you're in, what is the best course of action that you should follow. All right. You're not your credit score. You're not your debt. You're not disqualified from a better financial future. You can rebuild. You can recover. You can start again. Remember that. And I always tell y'all weekly, always dream big. No matter what you do, dream big. Keep your head up, y'all. Stay tuned for number 2, class 2, coming next week. All right. We're going to be talking about bankruptcy again, a little bit deeper on what it can do to your credit score, what it can do to your credit profile if you do actually decide to file. All right. Again, this is Mel, the credit coach lady, Mel, the credit queen of the North and the South. I hope I helped y'all out some. I hope you like it, share it, whatever you need to do. If you got any questions, inbox me, ask right here, because I'm gonna be on here talking to y'all live today. All right, I gotta go. I've taken up enough of your time. This is Mel, the credit coach lady, Mel, the credit queen of the North and the South, signing off of Dream Squad Financial Group LLC and Soul TV. See y'all soon. Bye.